Hi church, my name is Stacy Orr and I coordinate the women's events here at Heights Church. I'm happy to be unpacking a new theme this week, the theme of renewal. It's a couple of weeks into 2021 and I'm sure that many of you have already started to do your year-end review. I'm not talking about the top 10 pictures on Facebook or Instagram, but I'm talking about that gut-wrenching review that makes us look back over the past year and then project to where we want to go in the new year. The word renewal is a great place to start. This word simply means to repair something that is broken or worn out, and then to make that something effective again. It's asking us the questions, where do we need a fresh start in our life? What is it in our life that needs to be made new? Today I'm standing in my hallway in front of my bedroom door, and as you can see, there's something not quite right with this bedroom door. A few years back, my young dog, who didn't like to be left home alone, decided that the most safe and best place for her to be when we were gone at work was in our bedroom. And at the time we had one of those latch type doorknobs where if you push down on it just right, the door would fling itself open. And my dog is pretty resourceful, and she learned that if she jumped in the right manner a certain number of times, she could sometimes get the door open. So sometimes we'd come home to a dog that was snuggled up into our covers and the door wide open, but more often than not, we'd come home to a fresh pile of wood-like shavings on the floor and brand new scratches. As you can see, we've since changed the doorknob, and the dog can no longer get into the room in the same way that she used to be able to, but yet the scratches still remain. You know, the door's technically not broken, but it's also not in its rightful condition. It technically needs a fresh start. The silly thing is it probably wouldn't take much time or energy to make this door new. Maybe a little bit of wood putty and a fresh coat of paint, and it would be glorious. But there are a variety of reasons for which this door remains the same. Time, attention, other priorities, or just lack of energy have caused us to continue to have an older, worn-out door. On New Year's Day this year, I found myself scrolling through social media posts, and this verse, or a version of this verse, kept popping up over and over again. And it's found in Isaiah 43:19, and it says this, "Behold, I'm going to do something new." And I thought to myself, this is such a great verse for a brand new year. And so I began to pray, God, what do you want to make new in my life this year? As I began to start that prayer and think about the concept of renewal, this door kept coming to my mind. You see, sometimes there are things in my life that are not completely broken. They function in a manner that allows me to still move forward, but they are not in their rightful condition. They are being pieced together by a new doorknob, but they are ugly and beat up and in desperate need of a fresh start. As I walk into 2020, God has laid on my heart the need to look at some of these areas in my life and ask Him for renewal. At this time, He's not asking for any sweeping changes. He's simply asking me to make room for Him, to clean up a few scratches, and so that I can function in my rightful condition, the way He made me to function. The concept of making room for Him to do this work is where my life needs the fresh start. It's not because I don't currently make room for Jesus, but it's because I need to carve out more time for Him. And the more time I carve out for Him, the better able I am to function. I'm still figuring out what that really looks like in this season, but I do know this. God will continue to reveal to me where those fresh starts are needed. You see, He's in the business of renewal. He wants to prepare things in our life, repair things in our life that are worn out and broken, and help each of us to become who He's made us to be. It's time for a fresh start, my friends. For me, that fresh start begins every morning as I make room for Jesus in my daily life. Will you join me in asking Him this question in this season? What do you want to make new in my life this year? Maybe you just ask what you want to make new in my life this month or this week or just today. You see, I want to be a fully functional door, free from wear and tear, and I don't want to let silly things like time or indifference get in the way of this transformation. Recently, our worship team has led us in this song, and the title is called Make Room. And I love this line that says this: I will make room for you, Jesus, to do whatever you want to, whatever you want to. I pray that you make room in your life for the fresh starts that God is calling you to. Church, it's been a pleasure. I hope you have a fantastic new year. Looking forward to seeing you soon.